Chào mừng quý vị và các bạn đến với chương trình Tôi và Việt Nam trên kênh truyền hình FBNC. Và nhân vật của chúng ta ngày hôm nay là ông Patrick Liew, một nhà đầu tư bất động sản và là một doanh nhân thành đạt đến từ Singapore. Nhân chuyến thăm đến Việt Nam và tham gia một buổi diễn thuyết được tổ chức bởi công ty Babylon, ông Patrick Liew đã có buổi trò chuyện cùng với FBNC, chương trình Tôi và Việt Nam, xoay quanh một số quan điểm về khởi nghiệp và đầu tư bất động sản. Mời quý vị cùng theo dõi cuộc trò chuyện sau đây.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
You are now a successful entrepreneur in Singapore.
I would say very successful. I'm a work in progress.
Yeah.
There's still a lot to do, but I will be trying very hard to be the best I can be.
If you can tell me a little bit about your early days, what was the first step in this long journey of
I
being
will
an
tell you
entrepreneur?
the most exciting thing about my life is I was born in poverty.
Okay.
And I think the best thing that ever happened to me was I grew up in times of great needs. My family literally have to live from hand to mouth. And I discovered because of this, I developed one of the most important factors for success, which is called DQ.
Okay, what is it?
I know you've heard of IQ and EQ, but DQ stands for desperation quotient.
Desperation.
How desperate are you to succeed?
All right.
So when I was a student, I was literally doing all kinds of jobs. I was running a stall in a flea market to keep myself alive. And I became very successful in the business world as a corporate executive. I worked for some of the biggest companies like Siemens, Dow Jones, and my last job before I became an entrepreneur was to be the CEO of the region for a company called the Gartner Group. It's a multinational think tank.
So how did you become an entrepreneur?
I remember in 1992, I was standing at the window of my office looking at the sea view.
Tired of your corporate
Tired
job?
of my life. The whole place was in darkness, but more importantly, I saw the darkness in my own soul. I was not growing personally and professionally, and I wasn't getting the things I want. And what are the things I want? I think most people are looking for four kinds of freedom. The first freedom is called financial freedom, to have as much money as you need, as you want. Secondly, is time freedom, to have all the time to enjoy your life, to enjoy the money you earn. The third freedom is lifestyle freedom, to be able to do, enjoy and achieve the things that you want to do, enjoy and achieve. And the last freedom is contribution freedom, to be able to give back to the world and make the world a better home. And I realized even though I was like the top in the totem pole, I would not be able to achieve this fourth freedom.
Yeah.
And that's when I decided to sack my boss.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you do then? Like a first step?
The first step I did was I went out there and looked around for the opportunities. And I discovered at that point in time, there was need for safety as part of the basic need. So my first foray into the business world was to negotiate with an American-Australian joint venture to manufacture some of their safety products for the Asian region.
So that's the first step.
That was my first step. And
how
that
did-
was one of my biggest failures too.
How did it go?
Okay, we entered into an agreement with a company without realizing the company was not altogether very truthful about some of the side effects of the product. And we end up doing the business. After 1.5 years, we had so much problems, so much issues, so much potential court cases. We were up to our nose in terms of all kinds of troubles. And interestingly enough, we lay claim to being the worst failure in Singapore. Because between my partner and me, I submitted my partner to enter a competition for what is known as the Phoenix Award. The Singapore government wanted to give an award to commend failures in the business world who have risen up. And we actually won the award. So indirectly, we have been labeled by the Singapore government to be the worst failure. Because out of that failure, we learned so much rich and wonderful lessons that actually put us in a better position to be an entrepreneur.
What was your biggest lessons on
The biggest
being an
lesson that I had
entrepreneur?
was in terms of preparation, it is very important. I think most entrepreneurs jump into the business because they saw an opportunity. But I think everything that you do from the day you are born until the day you enter into the business world is part of the preparation process. So to be a good entrepreneur, you need to really look at a few very important things. What is your purpose? I call this the 5P. What is your purpose in life? What is your passion? What do you love to do very much? Performance, what can you do very well and do better than most people? And then fourthly, what is priority? What's important to do in your life in terms of your industry and community and country? And finally, in terms of your personality, what suits your personality, what will work for you so that you can contribute back to the world.
But how much risk you were willing to take at that time?
At that point in time, quite frankly, I was a very idealistic young man, and so I was willing to take all the risk. I'm a firm believer, if you believe in your dream, you believe in your goal, you must believe it strong and hard enough to be willing to die for it. If you're willing to die for your dream, I believe nothing can stand in the way. And so for me, preparation is very important. When you have done all your calculation, and when you have decided to jump into the water, you give it your best shot. Nothing less than 200%. Why I say 200%? When the maximum you can go is 100% is when you think you've done enough, there's always some more you can do. And that's what you need to do to become successful in your life.
Những chia sẻ vừa rồi của ông Patrick Liew, nhà đầu tư bất động sản và doanh nhân thành đạt người Singapore, cũng đã khép lại phần 1 của chương trình ngày hôm nay. Quý vị có thể xem lại trên website fbnc.vn hoặc là facebook.com/tôi về Việt Nam. Chúng tôi sẽ còn quay trở lại trong phần tiếp theo.